reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
From deep three-point range, Curry with another miss.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it, I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there, but he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
And the shot is good. Iguodala's got his first points of the game. No shortage of drama here early on.
Well, neither team can grasp control of this thing. I mean, both teams trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
The shot by Speights, nobody around. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Moore with the bucket.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Timeout called the Warriors.
So far, his shot selection has been questionable. A lot of tough, contested shots. If I'm coaching, I might sit him down for a minute.
And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Some changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Rush in for Steph Curry. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Livingston, no luck.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
No good from Gibson.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year. The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Here's Livingston, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Here's Brooks. And the rejection by Ezeli. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Draymond Green. Klay Thompson.
With one on the clock, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we're through the first.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Nothing. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Take a look at what Curry's done. 12 points, and he's chalked up one three-pointer on the day as well.
And, Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Butler teamed with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Rose in at the point guard position. Here's Gasol. Green with the block. But they recover it. And Butler, here we go. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
And so Butler nails both of them. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick. That's one for their first 4 to start the second half.
Curry against Rose. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Rose. Goes up.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. The Warriors making a switch here. Spates is checked in. Joakim Noah's checked in for Chicago. Curry outside, and he gets it to go. Curry's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He had 1 in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Dunleavy for 3, and it's Spates with the rebound.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
Stolen by Noah. The kick out to Rose. Fires, high post. It's rebounded by Golden State. Green's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Curry dishes to Barnes. Rejected by Gasol. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. Curry with some nice D.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Golden State. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Justin Holiday's checked in for Butler. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever. But also of note, it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And the Bulls making a change here. McDermott's checked in.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
And here's Iguodala outside, and yes, sir, that one drops. Iguodala's got 5 now.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
On its way from Curry for 2, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting. Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case, or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
He's about right, because I still can't figure that one out.
No, I see no birds up there.
No.
Pull up Jay. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. 24 points for Steph Curry. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did, and people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
For Chicago, they have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies, but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. Rush comes in for Draymond Green. Clark, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand.
Andre Iguodala on a roll.
17 seconds left in the third. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Livingston. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. McDermott. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. The Warriors trailing. Ian Clark out there with Livingston. Then it's Thompson. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Near the three-point line, it's done leaving, but they'll get another chance. Gasol kicks to Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's 13 points for Butler.
One of the big stories is second chance point. They've just been terrific here in the second half in that area.
Here's Livingston. No good off the front iron.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Bogut.